Some pieces of art can take years to perfect. It reportedly took Da Vinci 4 years to produce the Mona Lisa, but some more intricate works can take even longer. But now, artificial intelligence has created a piece of art that has recently won a fine art competition, and artists are not happy in the slightest. Today, we're discussing a recent award-winning piece of art created by artificial intelligence and the inevitable backlash. Let's jump straight in then. What's going on? As we know, computers are capable of many incredible things nowadays, the latest of which has seen them move into the fine art space. After an AI art generator recently produced a piece that won a fine art competition, real-life artists are up in arms. Tools such as DALL-E 2 or DALL-E 2, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion now allow users to create incredible pieces, but of course they have come under criticism as it diminishes artists and their natural talents, which is probably a fair complaint. Since the advent of these programs, a debate has raged about whether or not they'll eventually end up replacing naturally gifted humans, and the issue has again reared its head recently at the Colorado State Fair's Fine Arts competition. The problem came as Jason Allen entered his Theater d'Opera spatial piece, which he had created using Discord-based AI art generator Midjourney. The artwork depicts a sci-fi scene that appears to show women in elaborate dresses staring out into the abyss through a huge circular hole in the side of a building. The artist was then able to put the image on canvas by using AI gigapixel, but critics have said this actually takes little to no skill at all, and the fact that a computer-generated image has won a state competition makes a mockery of not only the competition but art itself. What do you guys make of this? Surely this can't be classified as art, can it? What else do we know then? Stay tuned to find out. The creator of this piece, Jason Allen, is the founder of the board game company Incarnate Games, and speaking about the issue recently, he explained because he had created his works with a computer, they were entered into the digital art category, which, if true, is probably fair, right? Allen went on to further point out he actually made everyone aware of how he created the piece by submitting the work using the phrase via Midjourney. If this is in fact what happened, then this will change the playing field a little, as he hasn't actually tried to deceive anyone. However, critics had claimed he didn't include the phrase when his work was hung for judging, which could be construed as a little deceptive. So far, we're not sure if judges actually knew the piece was computer generated, but if Allen hadn't explicitly told them, there's no reason to suggest they knew. Of course, there is no doubt they'd know now, given the severe backlash Allen, as well as the organizers of the competition, has received. They have decided to stand by their initial decision and are thought to be happy with the great conversation generated by the controversy. Which side of the debate do you fall on? So what about the response from traditional artists? Let's see. Well, it's safe to say artists themselves aren't happy about what has recently transpired in Colorado, and it's easy to see why. I mean, when you think about it, anyone can use AI generator. There is little to no skill in it whatsoever. So why has it been judged as art alongside other pieces which have been painstakingly produced by natural artists over multiple hours, probably even days and weeks? As the state fair tweeted the winning results, one person commented by saying, "That's ridiculous, makes your whole art competition less prestigious to the point where it's laughable." Another pointed out all Allen has done is bought software and pressed a few buttons, which is pretty difficult to argue with. The angry commenter went on to say, "This will be their approach next year so that they can pretend to be an artist too. This issue has certainly hit a nerve." Allen defended himself by suggesting that producing the piece wasn't as easy as people suggest, but it is 100% easier than sitting and perfecting an actual piece of art with your own hand over an untold amount of time. He then claimed to have spent many weeks fine-tuning his effort, but the Twitterverse had already categorically ruled against him, with one person comparing it to letting robots compete in the Olympics, which, it goes without saying, we hope never happens. Real artists are now worried they will actually have to video themselves creating in the future just to prevent accusations of using these programs. Insane. Next up, news of the world's first AI graphic novel. After the recent Colorado State Fair news, the issue has now evolved to authors. This week, an AI-generated graphic novel is set to go on sale, which will almost certainly have illustrators the world over up in arms. The author of the book in question, Kevin Hess, is reimagined his favorite book, Star Maker by Olaf Stapleton, as a graphic novel. The book was first published back in 1937, with popular sci-fi writer Arthur C. Clarke once saying that it was probably the most powerful work of imagination ever written. It tackled the history of the universe and ideas related to the meaning of life and how civilizations can live in harmony. Hess decided to turn it into a graphic novel and use an AI art generator to help him out with the illustrations. Using the same program as our old Colorado buddy Josh Allen, Hess was able to create what is almost certainly the first book in history to be illustrated using AI. Of course, the news hasn't been received well by career artists who are complaining that computers are now taking food out of their mouths. I mean, this is a long-argued point after the introduction of automated factory plants and other such things. It just so happens that it is now affecting people who no one ever dreamt it would affect. Give us your thoughts on this one below. One site has taken the measure of banning all AI art. Stay with us. In the wake of the Colorado State art competition debacle, one site in particular has moved to ban all non-human art. As we know, AI-produced art is now insanely good, but some artist platforms have just about had enough. One social art platform known as Fur Affinity has moved to ban all art produced by computer programs on its platform. The site, which serves as an homage to our furry friends, hosts artwork from all over the world, all with the common goal of appreciating animal artwork. But moving forward, they will only be featuring works from human artists, which some have said is a win for the living. The site recently announced any artwork lacking artistic merit will be removed, so we can say goodbye to vulgar accounts like Furry Porn Generator, which are known to churn out images of furry genitalia. I mean, that's probably not going to be missed, right? The announcement reads, AI and machine learning applications like DALL-E and Crayon sample other artists' work to create content. That content generated can reference hundreds, even thousands of pieces of work from other artists to create derivative images. Our goal is to support artists and their content. We don't believe it's in our community's best interest to allow AI-generated content on the site. I mean, that's fair enough, right? What do you guys make of this? And finally, an AI experiment has been tracking influencers. As everyone knows, social media influencers, we're still not convinced it's a real job by the way, crave any sort of attention they can get, but they might not be too thrilled with a recent AI experiment. A project known as The Follower has been tracking Instagrammers as they make their way through day-to-day life. It's designed to show us how invasive modern automated surveillance can actually be and comes courtesy of a Belgian artist known as Dries Deporté. This is the same guy who was recently in the news for tracking politicians who use their phones at work, quite hilariously, but this latest stunt is sure to creep a few people out. Deporté was able to track feeds from open cameras in a bid to spy on influencers who had tagged themselves in locations where he had access to public cameras. He was then able to compare the recorded footage with the Instagram image, and through that, he was able to spot influencers with more than 100,000 followers. Of course, the only natural path to follow was to post his findings on, you guessed it, Instagram. Of course, as many have pointed out, Deporté's system is pretty rudimentary, which leads to questions of just how advanced security services and government's monitoring software are at this point. Scary stuff. Should we be afraid? Give us your thoughts below. As usual, thanks for joining us today, and remember to tune in next time for some more fun and games. And why not do us a big favor by liking today's video, and also while you're at it, sharing it with any AI enthusiasts you might know. Alright, well, bye guys.